Dear students, once again a very warm welcome to Angrejimaster, your own YouTube channel. Today we are going to do poem number 5, The Ball Poem by John Barrowman. It goes without saying that the childhood is the spring of one's life, the time when one remains carefree without any stress or responsibility, neither taking care of one's family nor of any possession. But as time passes, one grows up and starts losing one's near and dear ones. At that point of time, he or she embraces his or her responsibility and learns how to deal with the loss. This is what we are going to learn in the Ball Poem written by John Barrowman. But before we start the poem, it's in the fitness of things that we learn something about the poet. John Barrowman is an American poet and scholar influenced by the greats like Ezra Pound, W.B. Yeats, and W.H. Auden. A firm believer of conventions and poetry, he is best known for the Dream Songs, a sequence of 385 poems, for which he won the Pulitzer Prize in 1969. He also won the National Book Award before leaving for his heavenly abode in 1972. The poet John Barrowman, through his poem, The Ball Poem, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He shares his point of view on how to stand up against miseries and sorrows of life, and that with the realization of responsibility, loss of innocence is inevitable. Let's first of all go through the key points. The little boy has lost his ball. He can buy many new balls, but he has a very deep emotional attachment and memories associated with that ball. So he regrets over the loss of the ball. Even the poet thinks of helping him, but then decides against it. The poet is indirectly trying to tell us that we should learn how to cope up with the loss. And money is external. It can't replace our lost, cherished possessions and emotions. That is, we can't buy memories and feelings with money. We all should learn our responsibilities and learn to cope up with the loss. Now let's read the poem stanza-wise and try to expound each stanza. Here we go. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over. There it is in the water. The poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction at his loss. Further, he asks himself what this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball seemed to be cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. This means that when the ball skipped from boy's hand, it went into the street and later on it fell into the nearby river. The ball disappears and with it all his happy memories. On a deeper level, the loss of ball signifies the loss of innocence. Life is unpredictable. It can give but can also take away without any warning. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. The poet says that there is no benefit of sympathizing with the boy by saying that he will get another ball. He says so because the boy is inconsolable as he is overwhelmed with grief. He is sad because all the memories of his childhood days have gone down the harbor with that ball. Here the poet says that the boy is very sad, as the ball which has gone into the water reminds him of those sweet memories and of the times when he owned it. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. The loss is unbearable for the boy, and he is grief-stricken. The poet says that he can't even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball. He believes the new ball will not bring the same sense of belongingness to the boy, and therefore he finds even money is worthless. Further, the poet says that the time has come for the boy to learn the responsibility of taking care of his own things and to learn to deal with the loss. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always. Little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Here the poet says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, nothing is permanent. Many of his belongings will be lost. He depicts the ball as his belongings, be it the worldly things or the relationships he is in possession of. So he says that he has to learn to live without them no matter what. He says no one can buy back such things for him. The poet said, according to him, money can't buy everything. The only thing it can buy is some materialistic thing, not the sense of belongingness. He is learning, well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days, how to stand up. He says that the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of lost things. This means that the boy is trying to learn the nature of loss, the real truth of life, which states that it's common and everyone has to accept the miseries of life and stand up again. So, the truth which everyone has to learn in his or her life is stand up against the odds and miseries of life and move on. Dear students, the depressing tone with which the poem begins prepares the reader to come across with some loss, pain, or grief. Through a skillful use of imagery and symbolism, he brings to the fore that the loss of ball is actually symbolic loss of innocence, loss of loved ones, or loss of some fond memories, but they cannot be retrieved as the ball cannot come back from that water body. Towards the end, the tone becomes comforting, as if giving us the message that the show must go on. One must remember these are different facets of life. One must learn to live with. Interestingly, the loss has become a gain. The poet has made a beautiful use of literary devices in the poem, which we have enlisted for you. The central idea of the poem is losing the ball is actually losing one's childhood, one's innocence, one's sense of belonging and loved ones, something which one has been clinging on and cherishing for long. One must learn to bear the loss and move on, as learning to bear loss and shoulder one's responsibilities are essential to our growth and maturity. The theme of the poem is life is too short to grieve. One should therefore take mishaps in one's stride. Loss is the harbinger of gain, so one must learn to deal with loss. Dear students, hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe Angrejimaster, your own YouTube channel. We shall soon be with you with yet another interesting video. Thank you.